Hello, I am Pam, and this is my channel, Made by Pam. So, what am I doing today? Well, I am doing a thrifting haul. Just checking to make sure my mic is working, making lots of noise, So, I went thrifting. Surprise, surprise. Yeah. And when I go thrifting, I tend to overdo it. So I try not to go too often. And granted, maybe I overdo it because I know that I wouldn't be able to find these items any other day. And they're items that I want. And so I get them. And usually I don't give myself a budget. It's just not what it is. All right. So should we get into what I got? So first, let's get into what I put as my screenshot. Hi, Angie. So I'm putting in as what I put on my screenshot some fabrics that I got because this fabric was in a bag with some other fabrics and it was like, I think it was like $5, and it was combined with a couple other pieces of fabric. But for $5 and this piece of fabric, you'd probably pay $5 for by itself if you got it from Joann's. So it's this owl fabric. It's like the flannel, like is that what they call it? Flannel? I don't know. But it's originally from Joann's, and I know someone would normally pay $5 for this. So it's like 2 yards. 2 yards of fabric here, and it's the full 2 yards. Yeah, it is cute. So I got that one. Well, and my daughter's really into owls, but it makes me really into it too. I got that one. And then I also like they had just barely put this piece out while I was there. And I saw it and I picked it up. So this piece of fabric, it is a denim fabric. So it's got the print. It looks like little tiny floral print. And then you can tell that it is denim. Now this has 4 yards of denim. 4 yards, and it was $6. This is gonna actually be some more overalls, maybe, or a jacket, or it would be enough for both. Hi, Pom Pom. So yeah, this one I thought was gonna be awesome, and it was only $6, and so that was a steal. And then I have a couple other pieces of fabric that were just in the bags. Like this is a fuzzy fabric. It reminds me of what they put as linings on coats, or what they put like as like the backing or the call you Palm. Okay. I love thrifting. It's like one of my favorites. But it's like what you would find on a blanket or in a jacket. I like a purple jacket that my sister gave me. It's kind of like that fabric there because it's nice and cozy and warm. Yeah. And then it just had a couple other odds and ends. Polar fleece? Probably. Now this one was a little bit stretchy too, so it had some stretch to it. And this is just a strip of fabric. Well, there's not a whole lot of this, but stuff can be done with ones that are that short. And yes, I'm just tossing them over there. So they're kind of out of the way. And then there's this piece of fabric that was in one of the bags. Because I picked up 2 bags of fabric. I picked up one that was $5 and the other one was $3. And I will get to the one that was, like, the one that was $5 had the owl fabric in it. And I can't quite remember what, this was probably with that owl fabric. But the one that was $3, okay, it had this fabric in there. And it's like it's soft. It's like smooth, and then it's like got the satiny feel on the other side. But this is like a kind of like fuzzy, but it's smooth. It's nice. This was 6 yards. 6 yards of this fabric, and that was a lot just stuffed into this bag. And I got this for $3. So with that, for the $3, that 6 yards paid for itself. And then this was with that $3 6-yard bundle. It was this cute little kitty cats. And it's just a fat quarter that you can get from Walmart. And I don't know if this one was in that bag or if this was in the other bag. I can't remember. And then some purple hearts and some elephants and giraffes and birds. All right. So that's what I got at one thrift store. Yeah, that's the fabric that I got. So not a whole bunch of fabric. You know what, Angie? I was gonna say that maybe you might just have to miss this sale. I know Keisha would understand because your health comes first. Oh, those exact kitty cats. Oh, that's cool. I don't know if to call you a vegan doll or call you doll. I know. Sometimes we like to make up different names to go with people. Now, that's not all the fabric I got because I did go to another thrift store after I went to the one. But let me show you what I got at the thrift store that I got those with. So, of course, I'm a sucker for yarn too. Now, this yarn, it cost $6 for this load, this bag of yarn, which I thought was a pretty good deal per se. I'm just going to scan you down a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Because you don't need to see me talking. You just kind of need to be able to see what I'm doing so you're not left out. And my garbage can is behind me. So this, like in this bag, it has some of that like baby, like it's like the, and it has a little like sparkle to it. But it came with this cool little book and this, which says 8 crocheted blankets. And so it has, she has done like a bunch of different like markings and stuff, which is really cool. Now, I don't really know how to follow a pattern and like crochet and knitting and stuff. But in following a pattern and sewing, I don't have, you like pink and yellow together. Okay. All right, vegan. That's cool. Well, yeah, it came with that. And eventually I'm going to actually follow a pattern to make stuff. So this is like a Caron Simple Soft. And it has a little, like basically sometimes they come with patterns on them. So this one has a pattern for those arm warmer sleeve cuff things. But I guess it takes 2 skeins to make a set. So if you want to make just one, you could just have one skein. But I would use it for something. So the big deal is, like, the bag cost me $6, so I've already gotten those other 2 skeins. But it had these skeins, which is the Dippity Dots Bernat yarn. So it has all these different colors. The yellow with the pinks, the blues, the greens, the whites, the oranges. So it's really cute. Oh, there was 6 skeins inside that bag. So for $6 for 8 skeins of yarn, was a pretty good deal. And not only that, but 7 of the 8 skeins, brand new. Like that pink is brand new, and these ones are brand new because these are still in the package. I know. It is so cute. Granted, this is like said it was like the date that it was ordered. And these are normally $6 for each. So is it $6 for all 3 of these skeins? Probably. So they're probably $2 a skein. But or it could have been $6 a skein. I don't know. But it was 2016 is a special order date. So I think that was pretty cool. And then another bag that I got because, I got to get the yarn. This one also has quite a bit of yarn in it. And this was $6 also. Hi, Sharon. So glad you're here. Hi, Cheryl. I remembered your name. So this one, this is a soft navy. So there was 2 of these skeins in that bag. And then 2 of these, it's a cornmeal. So 2 of the cornmeal yellow in the bag. And then I'll move those out of the way. And then it also had some more of that baby yarn. So that Bernat, like baby yarn. Well, this had 5 skeins in the bag for $6. But these are pretty decent sized skeins that you wouldn't even be able to find it at the regular store for less than that. So yeah, I figured that was a pretty good deal. Yes, I'm just throwing it over there. My floor is clean because I swept it and everything. Granted, I've got stuff all over it now, but it was clean. So that is those are the items that I got from the first thrift store. I did get books also, but I'll go over all the books all together. Yeah, it is a great buy. So after I got done at the one thrift store, because out here in Utah where I live, we have a Desert Industries. It's a thrift store. And so I like to go there, but then we also have a Savers. And I like to go to Savers because on Wednesdays for military members, because my husband's military, they do a 25% off your order, off each item with at Savers. So I had to do that. So these 6 items here was $3.99, which is a pretty good deal because that's less than $1 per thing here. And not only that, there's only one that wasn't wrapped. So it's got the purple. And I probably don't need any more of this stuff either because I have enough. But you know what? I don't care. I'm going to get it because it's a great deal and I'll eventually use it. Eventually. But yeah, so there was 6 items. We got the green, which this one says it's a forest green. And then this one is an ocean, which it's like a variegated with different blue and purples. And then he says they're a size 10. And then this is a victory red. It's a very pretty red too. And then this one is a shaded Christmas. Just got done with Christmas. But you know, it's never too early for more Christmas, right? And then this one is just a white pearl. And then this one's probably lavender purple. For the same price. Like for $3.99 for a whole package or $3.99 for one skein. Alright, so I do have more yarn because, like I said, I'm a sucker for yarn. Just one skein. Okay. So this bag was $4.99, which is probably a little bit much for a small little bag, but I know how much some of these items would go for normally. And so that's what kind of encourages me, is because I know I couldn't get it for less than that anywhere else. So this one is 100% all wool. It's like shade 6 Ember. Now there is a book that I got that calls for, well, it says it's pebble spun too, that calls for wool yarn. So I figured that would be fun for this little thing that I'm going to do. And then this one is also, this is a 93% wool, 7% nylon. And with most things, I do like to keep the labels on it unless I'm going to use it right away. Because I get so much stuff that I don't know where I'm going to put all this stuff, but I'll find a spot. But yeah. What am I going to make with all these supplies? Well, with the denim, I'm probably going to make pants. Because I just love that so much. Like the yarn and stuff, I do have plans to make blankets and whatnot. It's just a point of getting them started. And I also am planning on doing some amigurumi. And also another thing, I'm just a collector, so I like to collect things. And I don't like to get rid of them unless I make something with it. So after I make something, I like to give it away. And sometimes I just like to give things away because that's just who I am. You know, it's what I like to do. I like to make something and give it away. Yeah. But yeah, this kind of yarn stuff reminds me of like the little hair for like dollies and stuff. Awesome, Angie. I know you haven't been feeling well. Well, then there was also this yarn. And this is like the Bernat blanket yarn. I love giving things away. Or people ask me to make things and I make them as a commission. So I had a dentist appointment today. So a little story here. I had a dentist appointment only because they had to check like how deep the pockets in my gums were, because yeah, it's just one of those things, because we've been doing some treatment plans. And they have actually gotten better because I've been using a water pick, and so the water pick has made a huge difference. And so my story is, the lady that was doing the appointment had complimented me on my pants. She's like, "Oh, I really like your pants. Those corduroy?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, and they're overalls?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Wow." And she's like, and they were kind of admiring them, and I'm like, "I made them." They're like, "You made those?" I'm like, "Yeah, I made my shirt and I made my coat." You know, I even made my little wallet thing that I use. So she was kind of blown away by that. And then she was mentioning something, and she was saying that she doesn't sew, and her husband had a pair of pants that needed to be altered, like only by like an inch. So I'll get into that in just a minute. So the pants just needed to be stitched up like by an inch. They were like an inch too long. So you just kind of take and like roll it up and like alter it and stitch around the hem. And she was telling me they had to find a place to alter it. And they charged them like $60. Like more than what the pants were, or as much as what the pants were worth. Like, man, we're going to have to get some good wear out of these pants to make it worth how much we paid to get them fixed. I don't know. Or maybe it was, I have no idea how much they paid. They didn't tell me exactly, but I know it was a lot more than you should ever have to pay, especially to have like a 1-inch hem put in pants. Hi, Chris. So, I was like, that's ridiculous to charge you so much. I'm like, for something so simple as putting in a hem. Now, most people wouldn't know how to do that. And being that these guys had like no sewing knowledge, she didn't even know how to use a needle and thread to do a little stitch up or anything. And didn't have anyone else to go to. Of course, they're going to pay this price to get these things fixed. Hi, Kathy. And so, I happen to mention, I'm like, yeah, the most I probably would have charged to hem up those pants is maybe $10, because I'm not out to rip people off. I'm not. Granted, the denim jacket that I made, I charged $80 for it, which the base rate was like $75. And that seems like a whole lot to pay for a jacket, but it's also a lot to buy the denim to make the jacket, because the jacket takes like 4 yards of fabric, with little bits cuts off the ends and stuff. Because I used the 2 yards of the purple that I had left, and I used the 2 yards of the black that I bought, and I might have a couple scraps here and there left, but not enough to do anything significant with. I could sew up pieces for like a scrap blanket or something, like a scrap quilt. And but then I also added the embroidery on the placket for them, and so that's where that extra $5 came in, because she did want one on both sides. And that was a little tricky because she wanted it directly on the fabric. She didn't want it embroidered and then like attached to the fabric. She wanted it directly to the fabric. Yeah, it's hard to price things. But I don't like to overcharge people either. But sometimes you got to think about like how much you paid for that piece of fabric and, you know, your skill level and sometimes you can add in the price of what the pattern cost, but I try not to do that because I'm going to reuse that pattern again. So how I got into sewing, Palm. So when I was in high school, granted that was like 25 years ago, which is crazy to think. But when I was in high school, I was a senior, and one of the girls that went to school with us was pregnant at the time. Yeah, a teenage pregnancy, but she had also gotten married quite young too. So I think she ended up getting pregnant and then they got married. I don't know if they're still together or not. They probably aren't, but who knows? They could have been together and they've been together happily since then. I have no idea. But and granted, I sewed before this, but when I when I was 14, 15 years old, I did make myself like a king size blanket, a quilt, out of like, you know, those fabric sampler squares that you can get from upholstery shops and stuff, like just like the little squares. I had bought a bunch of those from a yard sale, and it didn't cost me a whole lot for them. So I bought these fabric samples from a yard sale because one of my friends was having the yard sale. And I started hand stitching them together. So I took like the embroidery floss, kind of like those rolls of like the cotton, but this was actually the embroidery floss. And I put it in a needle. You know, I didn't even separate the strings. It was the craziest thing. So I didn't separate the strings. So I was just using the full amount, which is crazy. But I'd take those and I would stitch up these little squares. And I was like, maybe I was 13. I don't think I finished it till after I was 14, the blanket, because I was working on it. And there was a neighbor that I would babysit for. And I was telling her about the project I was doing, because we also went to church together. I was telling her about the project I was doing. And she's like, well, bring your project on over and you can use my sewing machine and sew that up. I'm like, oh, okay. So I took my pieces over and I started using her sewing machine, and she showed me how to use the sewing machine and kind of walked me through it, because yeah, we had a sewing machine, but the sewing machine that we had at home wasn't working at the time. And it was kind of hard to do things at home. So it was easier just to go over to the neighbor's house and do it. Because she had a daughter that was maybe 6 years younger than I was, I think. Yeah, I think she was about 6 years younger than me. So I used to babysit for her. And she had a couple of kids. I think she had 4. Or did she end up with 5? I'm not exactly sure. It was like a long, long time ago. It was like 30 years ago or so, at least. Yeah, because I'm 44. I'll be 45 in a couple weeks. And so yeah, over 30 years ago, I'd made my blanket, and it still is works good. There's been a couple times where the stitching has come undone where I hand stitched it that I've had to take and re-stitch it up where that stitching has come undone because I use such thick embroidery floss thread. Which it still makes me laugh. But when I was sewing it up, I asked the lady, I'm like, well, should I? Well, and her name was Camille. And I'm like, should I go over what I've already sewn with the sewing machine? She's like, well, what's up to you? And I probably should have gone over it, and I didn't. But yeah. But how I got into sewing clothing was when I was, I guess it was after I had my 13-year-old. So my mom was living with me. And after I had my son, I wanted to make some clothes. Like I wanted to make him a pair of pants, which my 6-year-old still wears them because, you know, these pants were like a size 3, 4 year, like I think they were probably a size 4 or maybe they were a size 2. I don't know. They were just really big pants. And so my 6-year-old wears them, which is crazy to think. But yeah, so I made a pair of pants because I asked my mom, I'm like, okay, so I want to know how to make a couple things. I want to know how to make a pair of pants for my kids. And I want to oh, my daughter called me. My daughter wanted to comment on my video, so let's see if I can fix this. I'm gonna try something really quick. Hi, Chris. My daughter's complaining that she can't comment. Actually, I know. I'm going to tell her to unsubscribe. Well, I can tell her on this. Silly me. So, okay, Brianna, unsubscribe and resubscribe. And then in a minute, it will let you comment. I guess my daughter is watching my live because, you know, and she tried calling me. But I figure, you know, she's having issues. But yeah, so I also wanted to make clothing for my yeah. So I also wanted to make clothing for my other kids. Like I wanted to make a dress, and I wanted to make some other things. And so my mom's like, "Well, you buy a pattern, and I will walk you through how to make these." Because I was like, I'd really like to make clothes, but the patterns, they like, it just like just over my head. Like I wasn't understanding it, and I was like, how in the heck? So believe me, I wasn't always so adept into being able to follow a pattern. But I'm doing better now, obviously. All right, so the next stuff I got, let's get on with this because, like I said, it's like a lot of chit chat. So I did get some yarns, and my daughter is probably shaking her head saying, oh, Mom, why would you buy more stuff? It's like, because I can, daughter. So I got some of this thread. It's like a cotton, I mean yarn, not thread. This kind can be used, I guess it can be used for like one of those scrubby pads or just pretty much anything. Yes, more yarn. So Yields the Cat Gaming is Brianna, my daughter. Hi, Stephanie. Stephanie is Memory Bears and Keepsakes. And Yule's the cat is Brianna, or Bree, Bree. Yes, I do need more yarn. You didn't see what I got before, did you? Or did you? But I love yarn. So these yarns, I can't even tell you how much they cost me now. $4.99. So for like the 5 small skeins, and then we've got this. I don't even know what this is. Well, and then it also had those 2 wool skeins. Was it part of that 2 wool? No, the 2 wool skeins was something else. But yeah. I got this because I love variegated yarn. Yeah, I have the same issue with art materials too. And books and thread and fabric and everything else. But I know if I don't get it, then I will think about it and I'll regret not getting it. So I might as well just get it. And yes. Oh, used to tease you? Well, you have quite a bit of paint, but I understand the paint, Brianna. I do. You'd probably tease me about how many colored pencils I have. Not only that, I just bought some more colored pencils. Well, this one also has some more of that Premier Home cotton yarn. So this one has the pink one, and this one has an orange one. And I think I have another bag that also has some more orange. And then this is a sugar and cream. See that? I think that thing right there, that little netted bag, that would be really fun to make. I don't know how to follow a crochet pattern or anything, but I'll figure it out. Oh yes, they are good for making washcloths. I also have some of the scrubby yarn, like that's made for making washcloths and stuff, like scrubby cloths for like dishes and that. I think that would be really fun. And there had some brown and some red, and oh, okay. On my screen it looks a little weird, but sitting right here it looks okay. And then some pink. That's a Caron Wintuck lacy spiral. Oh, and it would make like a lacy spiral vest pattern. I'd make a cute little pattern if you wanted, but I'm not going to make that with it. I want to do the amigurumi. Yeah, I'm just throwing them over. I made sure my floor was clean before. Have you ever watched? Okay, I know you guys probably haven't, but Today in Jen's Sewing Room. So she's where she does sewing and does like she started the Friday sews Today in Jen's Sewing Room. And if you want to share that, Kathy, you can share Jen's channel. Or I can go in and share it. Either way. So, she'll do her channel and she'll just take her stuff. Like she'll be doing a piece of fabric and showing a piece of fabric or something that she made. And then sometimes she'll set it down. She's like, oh yeah. And she'll toss it over her shoulder. It's so funny. All right. And yes, I have more yarn. I just couldn't help it because it was all fabulous. Thank you, Kathy. Oh, I bet. And, I'm a sucker for variegated things, okay? So if it's got a variegation to it, like the little multi-color stuff, most of the time it likes to come home with me. And I kind of like this like ribbon type, like just yarn stuff. I think it's really cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with it exactly. Now you can take this stuff also and you can iron it out, and it irons pretty flat. Like I was going to use this kind of stuff for that doll hair, and then I found the other yarn. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but they say you can, like, they do show a pattern on here that makes this cute little scarf. You know, I have a book about scarves that I would like to be able to make up one of the patterns in it, but I have no idea what they're talking about. And I asked my husband's mom, my mother-in-law, about it. And Brianna knows who I'm talking about. And she couldn't even tell me how to finagle the pattern. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. And I tried to reach out to the company and I never got any response. And I was like, all right, whatever. I guess I'll eventually figure it out. Oh yeah, I have looms too, Angie. I can crochet a little bit. And I have the Tunisian crochet also. But I also have the looms. And everything. And then there's like this pink variegated. And there's this red sparkle. And this multicolored got green. It's like an olive green. And a burgundy. That burgundy. Yeah, I think so. And purple. Just a bunch of different colors. And then this brown. This one's pretty cool. Look at that like netting on that. I love how sometimes they're just like all different. I want to learn how to knit. And I want to do the amigurumi. I try to have my niece show me the amigurumi. And like, so basically with amigurumi, she was showing me that you would take the yarn and you would like wrap it around like that. And then you would do like the crochet stitches like on these pieces. But I couldn't like get my hands and my fingers situated well enough to be able to stitch. Like she would do it one way and I was like, there's no way. My hand doesn't work like that. You know, if I'm going to do something, it has to be done from this side. And so I need to find a new way to do that, like magic circle type thing that they talk about. But I'll get it. And then this black and yellow. And then this cute little, this one says, well, I guess it doesn't tell you what color it is. What? It just tells you a dye lot and a color 002. You know, you know how to do the knit amigurumi? Or just the crochet? Because they have a knit amigurumi and they have a crochet amigurumi. I have a knit book and I have a crochet book for amigurumi. I think both would be really cool. Hi, Janice. Oh, okay, Kathy. All right. So I'm almost down to the bottom of this bag because, of course, I buy excessive, okay? So I'm not going to take this one out of the bag. Because I don't want to. Now, it has 2 skeins in here. And it didn't have the little wrap on it. And then it's the Bernat blanket yarn. So I have a total of 3 of these skeins. Because I have this one. Now, these ones didn't have the wrap on it, but I'm pretty sure they're the exact same. They just closed those in there to sell together because they didn't have the wrap. And they can charge more if it has the wrap, like brand new, than they can if it doesn't have the wrap. So I have like 3 skeins of this collar, and I can't remember. I can't even find the collar on it because I'm a little scatterbrained. Oh, Golden Dusk is what it says. So yeah. And then I can just put it back in my bag because then it's just going to go in the back room and it'll be back there and it'll be forgotten about, right? Okay. So now also I got more junk. It's really not junk. It's all fabulous stuff. And I look at it and I'm like, I just can't leave it behind. And I know some of you guys feel the same way. So this amazing stuff, like this is just like a ribbon thing. No, that's not so amazing, but it's okay. Since I have an empty bag, I'll just throw it back in the empty bag so it's not like all over the place. And then it had some of the double fold bias, which is the yellow. So it's got quite a bit of that left. I know. That's why I bought this bag, Kathy. Oh, look. It's even got some of that, like, elastic. They would call it, like, a fold-over elastic. But this one, I guess it could still be. Like, you fold it over and it has that cute little design on it. Because it folds over quite nicely. It's, like, for, like, little girls' underwear and stuff. But it's got the little stretch, the elastic. That's pretty good deal in its own, you know. You pay at least $4 for this amount at the store. And that, this whole bag, I only paid like $5.50. And not only that, but 25% off of that. So look how much rickrack, and it's the giant rickrack too. How can I say no to that? Seriously. I couldn't. I saw it and I had to get it. So we got the blue one. We have a black giant rickrack, which is a whole bunch. I don't even know how much is there. We have the red giant rickrack, which is also a whole bunch. And then we have purple. Like purple is like one of my favorite colors. But don't you fret. I still have more. Hi, Claire. Yes. I know it's massive. The knit amigurumi, I've never knitted before in my life. But I saw the book and I had to have it. That's basically what it comes down to. So this was also like the $5.50. And this also has like the cute little oh. So this is actual ribbon. Like it's unwired ribbon, but it's actually in the spool. So for a minute there, I thought it was like that, like curling ribbon stuff. But no, this is actual like ribbon, like fabric ribbon. Nylon, 100% nylon. I think that's amazing. So this has lace. Oh, and it's like the elastic size lace too. You don't see that very often anymore. It's like vintage lace, pretty much. Vintage elasticized lace. And it's still got some good elasticity to it also. And I know my daughter's probably shaking her head. Make roses out of the rickrack or the little ribbon. Well, this we have white rickrack, purple rickrack, green rickrack. Green is another one of my favorite colors. And then we just have some red ribbon. Oh yes, it would look good on girls' dresses. I think I'm going to like take advantage of all of this beautiful rickrack when I make my dresses for Project Dress a Girl. All right, my legs are falling asleep because I'm sitting on them. Because I'm I'm like sitting on my knees and my feet are hurting. Oh yes, Brianna, I did make you a beanie, and then you wanted me to make. Well, I don't know if this was from the store or if this was actually from. Although I know years ago, places have moved, and sometimes Joann's and stuff will sell things at a discounted price. So this, I don't know. It says it's normally $2.49 a yard. One and a half inch rickrack, orange. But yeah, just giant rickrack. I know some people collect this stuff, and then maybe they pass away, and their loved ones are like, "Oh man, now we have to get rid of all this stuff," and so they get rid of it all. And then there's me that goes in and I find it. Yes, Brianna, this is a thrift store haul. Hi, Janet. So glad to have you here. So if you want, Janet, and Janice, if you're wondering who Music Cat Gaming is, that is my daughter, Brianna. So she'll add some extra little commentary in there of her snark that she likes to add sometimes, which I am 100% okay with because she's my daughter. And she's all the way in Wisconsin, so it doesn't matter. Well, it's actually Breeanna, or you can just call her Bree. Bree. Like, that's how you spell her name, and then you can also call her that. Yes, you are almost 21. So this was in like a $2.50 bag. So it has some gray, and then this has some like that shimmer. It's like kind of sheer. I don't even know what this stuff is called, but I don't care. And then it has like, it's like a little cute little design. So not much fabric piece here, but I can make something. Hi, Janet. Well, that's fun that you're knitting socks. Cheryl knits a lot of socks. Craft Fam, she knits socks. Yes, I wanted your name to be spelled differently. And this one had this cute little fabric in it. That's cute little clothes. It's like from like the show Clueless. And I really like this one. This one's really pretty. Oh, and another piece of that sparkle shimmer. I know, they aren't they? Those little clothes. And then this is like, It's fabric, but it's like plastic on one side and then like the fabric stuff on the other side. I don't know. Because it's not leather. It's not pleather. It's like vinyl. Like a vinyl cover plastic. And oh, maybe. I guess a raincoat. I don't know. Would that be enough? I don't even know how much is here. Should we find out how much is here? And it's not very wide, unfortunately. But we can measure it. And if you don't know how I do my measurements, okay, when I go to the store, and if I'm measuring something, so I take one end, and I stretch out my arm, and I turn my head, and I measure it to my nose. So like this. That's 1 yard. And I take, or my finger ended, and so that's like maybe 1 yard, 1 3/4 of a yard, maybe. Yeah, we love our Angie. Angie is awesome. So next what I have is I have a bunch of fabric. Now let me tell you. Well, this one is only $2.99, and then there was another one that was $2.99. This one right here. So I did get a whole bunch of bags of fabric. Now I didn't have to. I could have just like left it there and not gotten it, but I was being kind of stingy. Okay. All right, but let's go over this. I haven't even gotten into the books yet, and I'm already like an hour in. Oh my goodness. It's because I chit chat and I talk and I like to visit with my friends. But this is a piece of denim, which doesn't seem like it'd be a very comfortable piece. It has a tiny, tiny bit of stretch, but not much. Now this feels nice. It's almost like that other polar fleece one, but this one just is smooth and it doesn't have all the bumps on it. There's not a whole lot here of that either. And I'm just going to throw it back in my bag down here. And this one has planets on it. Like a lot of these, they can be cut up to be used for on blankets and stuff and quilts. It's been a little. The look on my face. What look on my face, Angie? I know my face looks a little bit funny right now. Boys' PJs. What's a long time? Well, it's been about 2 weeks at least. Because there was a whole week in there. Oh, when I said I could leave it and I didn't. Yeah. The planet one you can make me a new pen case out of, since the first one you made me is falling apart. Yes, you're right, Brianna. I could. I will contemplate that, okay? Now this one, with all this pretty pink flowery fabric. And of course they're cut up in like little strips and blocks and stuff. So you really can't do a whole lot with things when they're all cut up like that. But you can do a little bit. And I don't know if this one is any better. This one was also $2.99. Well, yeah, this one also has the little strips cut out of it. So it'd have to be done something small with, like these little squares. And I don't know if the store did this or if the person that had it previously did this. If it was a store that cut it all up like this, I would probably be a little bit upset that they would do this, the perfect yardage. But I'm thinking maybe the person that previously had it did. I don't know why. So maybe I'll just go into one of these bags because they're pretty much all the same. So I got there. They had quite a few of these bags. Okay. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, cozy neck warmer, snip, not sure what. Yeah, neck warmer seem like a scarf. Like I have 2 scarves I still need to make that because I did a giveaway. And of course, when I did my giveaway, I realized I should have done it different. So what I should have done is I should have picked the number from the comments, and then I should have gone into my people that were watching that video, and I should have had them pick a number and then picked a number from there. Because I think it was kind of unfair for those ones that were watching. You know, it would have been so much better. Yeah, some towel tops. Oh, yes. Valentine's Day. So they had so much of this stuff. And these are like pretty good. So these ones are full pieces. So like I said, I was being kind of a greedy little snob about it. And I took every single bag that they had sitting up there. Yes, I did. I took every single bag. I did not leave a bag behind. Why is that? Because I knew for $5.50. Hi, Melissa. I knew for $5.50 that I would not be able to get this pure amount of fabric that I got in each of these bags ever. And if I want to do something with it, like these are big enough pieces and I'll have enough of them that I can make clothing out of. I could make little projects, you know, or towel toppers, you know, if I want to do like a Valentine's towel topper. So, like all the bags are pretty much the same. And I guess they're all like intact pieces and not cut up like the other ones. So yes, I was a little snob and I grabbed all the bags that they had hanging up. Yes, all the bags. So how many does that attribute to? I've opened up one bag. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there was 6 bags of this Valentine's puppy fabric. And I took them all. Now, originally I wasn't going to take them all. But then I decided, you know what? I'm already here. I'm going to just take it all anyways. Yep. So, and I did pick up some pillows, like those little sequin, like color changing pillows. And I know it's so sparkly, isn't it? It looks better on my phone than it does on my computer. But my computer just kind of distorts things. But isn't that so cool? And that was only $1.50 for those 2 pillows. And I thought my kids would get a kick out of that. Then I also bought a outlet that is one of those USB outlets because I want to put it in one of the bedrooms. Probably my 13-year-old's bedroom. And Brianna, I know he already has one in there, but I want to put one over his shelf too, on that wall, so he has an extra one. So we didn't have to use the one going against his bed. Yes, that is so sparkly, Brie. All right. So let's get into some craft supplies too. So I also saw this cool little like paper punch, and I've already tried it out. Oh, look, it makes these cute little squares. It was so amazing. And so I tried it out and I made these little squares. And then I was thinking, oh, Janet's scavenger hunt prompt calls for little squares. And so I may just use this for cutting out the little squares and doing something. And then there was this little punch. Now this does work, but on the one setting, this very far one, it will actually work to where it's cutting out these, little pieces here. And so, it has like 2 rings that go around it and then the middle. As to where the single one is like this, and it just doesn't quite punch all the way through. So I might need to sharpen that up. And then the other one, this one over here, it punches, but it just kind of indents, and so it doesn't go all the way through. So also yesterday I was mentioning that I found this awesome set of Prismacolor color pencils. Now I looked on Amazon this morning because I want to kind of see how much the set of Prismacolor colored pencils would cost for a 36 count. Well, it would cost like $30, over $30 for a box set like this. Okay. Well, this one only has 32 Prismacolors in it. Well, yeah, $30 is way too much, but this one I only spent $3.99 for. But it has 32 colors in it, but they are used. So they are used, well loved. Like the black was like the one that was used the absolute most. And then it has this. So it's just missing the 4 colors. But, for $4 for a set of Prismacolor colored pencils, even if it is just 32, yes, still a whole lot left. I figured that was like a bargain, especially considering how much they are and how everyone's been raving about Prismacolor lately. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it out. So I'm trying to think what I want to do next. Do I want to show you my books, or do I want to show you the next item I have? I think I'll show you the next thing that I have. Because this next items, I have 2 of them that I want to do a giveaway for. Yeah. So, well, let me show you this first. This is a diamond dot painting, and my daughter kind of got me into diamond dot. She's done diamond dot a little bit, but she never finishes her stuff. So I wonder if she actually likes it or if she just says she does. So I don't know what picture is in here, Let's see. Will this show me what it is? No, this one doesn't show me what the picture is. Well, this is a diamond dot by Leisure Arts. Oh, it doesn't even come with the supplies. Well, pooey. That's okay. Because I'm sure that I have enough of the little dots from my previous ones that I have. Oh, yeah. Well, especially when you were doing it on your desk where you had your bird sitting, Brianna. But yeah, so this doesn't have the... Oh, okay. So it says it's a sunset boat. So it has a little picture right here. If you can see that. That's not too much of a glare. So it doesn't have any of the diamonds with it or any of the supplies. But for the canvas itself for $3, I guess that's not too bad. And who knows, the person probably could have gotten it and then decided that they weren't going to do it, but just got it for the diamonds. That's a possibility too. Because people do that. But I might have enough of the diamonds and stuff from my other projects that I haven't done yet. But from the projects that I can do. Stick that back in the bag there. Alright. So, I was at the store, obviously. Okay, Brianna, thank you. So, I saw these little boxes. So one of them had the end of it open. Oh, it was this one that had the end of it open, like this, see? So it had it open, and so I happened to, like, it had stuff sticking out, so I happened to open it. And of course, this one has been finagled a little bit because I had opened it and looked at it. So I was wondering what this was exactly, because I saw the picture, and the lady's just saying, well, it's a canvas. I open it up, and look at that. It is a paint by number picture. How awesome is that? So it even has like a little paper, like color by number paper there. Which is pretty cool. Because you can do a color by number and you can do the paint by number. Yeah. That happens too. Yeah, this is a paint by number. So I was very excited about that. And the best part is it also comes with the wood. Yes, with the frame that you put it together, and then it has these little tacks to like attach the canvas. Like it even had these little things. Maybe this is to help stretch the canvas as you're doing it. I don't know. But it had like the little paint brushes that came with it. And the little like hanging things on the screws. And it also came with the paint. Now, I don't know if the paint is any good or not, because I haven't opened it up all the way to see. So should we test out the paint? I don't even know how old this stuff is. I just thought it was really neat that I snagged it right up. Who knows? It could be a total waste, that the paint could be dry and not work. But the paint is still good. It's still wet. See? It's still good. It's still smooth. Then I have to wipe off my fingers. But, you know, I'm not disappointed. They're black, but they don't have a number on it. I guess it's number 24. They just don't have it marked. And I don't know if this one is one that would have you intermix the colors or not. Or it's just the 1 through 24. Because one of them, yeah, a little bit of water would help. But it's not even dry. It's very smooth, creamy paint. So it's really nice. So that was what was in the box. So I was quite impressed. And I throw things on the floor. So me being me, I decided I needed to buy all of the paint by number kits that they had sitting there. So, of course, I have a second one of these. And I want to do this one as a giveaway to one of my lucky viewers. But see, another one I have, this one is like of the Eiffel Tower. Isn't that cute? And so I have that one. And then this one also has, and then this one. That's like a little beach scene. So they had a second one of the beach scene. Oh, I guess on the box it does say paint by number. But this has a beach scene. So I have the puppy decoys and the beach scene. And I want to do those as like a giveaway. Because I love my viewers so much. But we'll get to that in a minute. So, we're going to do that towards the end. So, if you're keen for hanging out, I would love to give one of those away. All right, so, when I go to the store, I do kind of go down a rabbit hole, and I do like to find the books. And I look around, and I find books and books. Even though I don't need any more books, but then I also find books that have that are like the adult coloring pages, the adult coloring books. And I look at them and I think about it, and then I get them because I'm like, you know what? I could use a little bit more, even if maybe I already had it. So here's this one. Well, this one would normally cost like $15. Well, it cost me $4. And this one does have a couple of pages started drawn in it, but they weren't like scribble. It was yes, books. So it didn't have a lot drawn in it, and it was like neat. It was done by an adult and not by like a child that scribbles and things and makes a mess of things. Oh, and then another book is an In Stitches. This one costs $4. But this one, and do I ever really use these kind of books? Not all the time, but sometimes I do. Now, this one has the patterns inside, so it still has the patterns that come with the book inside, and the seal is still there, and it hasn't been messed with at all, which is amazing. But it has a bunch of different, like, patterns and stuff that I was like, you know what? I'm going to get that book just because I can. Now, I do have a pillow, like a pillow cover type thing that I need to make. Like my neighbor brought over some balances, kind of like for the curtains and stuff, but they're like the balances. And she brought that over and asked me if I could make her 3 like pillow covers. Oh, I know they are, Kathy. And so I told her I'd make her some pillow covers. And so yeah. And I know how I want to do it. I want to do it like a little slip pocket. So how the fabric, trying to find a piece of fabric that would be a good example, which this one may not be. Well, let's use a book. So you have one piece of the fabric and you have the other piece of the fabric and you kind of overlap it. So you have part of the fabric going in and the other fabric going over. And then you have the edges. And so you're you're kind of like finagling that. All right, see you later, Chris. No, I'm not cutting up the book, Angie. Man, I have a hard time cutting up books. But I'm going to cut up those balances. Yeah, the envelope pillowcases. I think. Is that what they are? That kind of overlap over each other on the back. Anyway, that's the kind I'm going to make her. But then I also got this Star Wars book, the Star Wars Galactic storybook. Now I got this for my 10-year-old because I think he likes Star Wars. At least he did. And for $1.29, it was a pretty decent price. And it's got the thicker pages. So they're not like pages that are going to easily rip. They're sturdy pages. And I thought that would be cool for my son. Because he needs a new book to read besides Dang Dog Man and Cat Kid. Well, I guess a new book for me to read to them. And maybe he'll get into that. Oh, if he doesn't like the book, keep you in mind. That's an idea. Now, I did pick up some Star Wars, like it was like a trilogy set book that I picked up, and then I still haven't given it to him because I was going to do it for Christmas, and then I totally spaced. So maybe I'm going to save it for his birthday because his birthday is in May, and he doesn't know about the book. So if I just wait until May, it'll be perfect. And then my kids do have recorders, and I have a couple. And I think it would be fun to be able to teach them like how to play the recorder. You know, maybe they would get a hang of it. But yeah, so I picked up 2 of those books because why not? And it's probably in one of my other bags. No, this one right here. My first recorder. So it has this book, and then it has this book. And for $1, that's a pretty good price. You can't even buy these for $1 at the dollar store anymore because it'd be $1.25 if you could even find these. So for $1 for these books, that was a pretty decent deal, and I could get behind that. All right, and then I'll go over these little sticker things I have too. So they had these like packages of like stickers. Like $1.50. You know, sometimes I like when I get these kind of stickers and stuff, when I do Happy Mail and stuff, when I do Happy Mail, I like to include just a bunch of odd random stuff. So I'll include stickers. Like during Halloween, I sent out stickers that were like the pumpkins. Yeah, my thrift stores do. That's why I always end up with so much and I overdo it. It's because, and there is times I go in and they don't have anything that I like. But they do have quite a few things because, you know, I find quilting rollers there sometimes too. But they had these pages, so there's a whole lot here. And they're all the same. Each page is the same, but has all these stickers on there. So each of the, there was 10 sheets per package. And I bought both packages that they had. And so it's like 290 pieces. So that's like 29 little stickers on each page. Yeah, stickers. These stickers. Little stickers. That's awesome. So I was, you know, if anything, I can use these as Happy Meal giveaway stuff because I like to include stuff like this in Happy Meal. Just because I like to include just like random stuff because that's who I am. And then I had an applique book. Not like I needed any more applique books, but sometimes I like to look at them for the different designs and the different features. And maybe eventually when all my kids are older and all grown out, I'll have time to actually do some of this stuff. So if I have it, then I'll be able to take advantage of it later. Let's see, that one's pretty cool. It's a leaf. And it's just sort of like a ditzy floral print, but it's a little leaf. It's so cool. And so this is a coloring book. Crafty colors. 13 images to choose from. So this one has a bunch of different designs and stuff. Like it shows you different things you can do with it. Like these are like little paperclip things. Just a bunch of different stuff. Like some birdies. So look, there's a little windmill. Like a tree and houses. I don't know if you guys can actually see what I'm showing you because I'm going so fast and not showing you. But yeah, like kind of shows you ideas on one side of what you could do with it. And so on the next page. But yeah, and these cute little designs. It gives you ideas to make with things and whatnot. And I thought that was pretty neat. And for $1. What can I say? And then we have a Tropical Wonders color art for everyone, which was also $1. Stamp stickers. Oh, yes, Angie. You know, I saw one of those like they're on like sticker things, like where you'd make the sticker and then it has a laminate and stuff. The issue though is the machine that they had there wasn't the machine that went with the refill. And I was like, you know what, I'm just not even going to bother with it because that wouldn't do me any good. But yeah. So this like has little clues like to do with shading and you know, just these cute little pictures and stuff. See, like some of the pages have been colored and torn out. But that doesn't mean it's not worth the $1 that I paid for it. Yes, it does, Brianna. I don't know how much it would have cost otherwise, but $1 I can get behind. All right, so this one was probably more than what I would normally pay on a coloring book at a thrift store. Okay, so I paid $7 for this book. It's normally like $10. I know, that's crazy, right? But if I was going to the store and saw it for $10, I would probably buy it if I went to like Walmart. Yes, they're all still usable. I wouldn't buy them if they're not usable. But this one doesn't really have any coloring in it at all whatsoever. Like pretty much brand new. And it has some really cool pictures. And man, this is doing something to my eyes. But yeah, this cute little thing. You know. Now they're just the ladies with like these little weird flower wraps and stuff. Not like the scavenger hunt where it asks for a man in a thong. You know, I was going through the stuff looking for pictures for the scavenger hunt, and I found a man bent over, like he's trying to like light something or whatever. But of course, they really don't wear clothes. Oh, I bet Mary could. And so this guy's bending over. Now I have something about that paper dolls, and I'll show you in a minute. That's like the paper doll clothes, and I just couldn't leave it behind. I should send some of those to Mary, huh? Like photocopy them, and then send her a copy. Like photocopy it on cardstock. Yeah, I could even do that for any one of you guys too. If you want one of those like little paper doll things, I can photocopy it on cardstock and send it to you. And then there was also this other little book. You know, and when I do these thrift hauls, I tend to like to show you everything I got because it's kind of in the way of bragging. No, it doesn't have a man with a thong for scavenger hunt. I wish it did. But I was saying is I found a magazine picture that had a man. Now he's not wearing a thong, and it just shows his backside and a sack hanging down. But I'm gonna like make a little thong to cover up that nether region. So this has like a little lettering and stuff, stencils. Well, this has been used a little bit, granted. So it has that. But yeah, like it has all these cool little things. A little stencils, different letterings and stuff. Has a little happy birthday stencil, different lettering stencil thing with like little weird scalloped zigzag edges and stuff. If you want to do different designs on the sides of the pages. Like this would make good for those borders for the... I would love to send you copies of those, and I'll print it out on cardstock. Yeah, I like to show my hauls. Sometimes I don't show them because I get a little self-conscious because I do buy so much that I'm just like, yeah, they're probably tired of hauls because I, would have just done one and then I go and get it again. Oh, look, Angie, I found you a mushroom. I know you don't like mushrooms, but you live in a mushroom. I'm just kidding. I know you really don't. You live in a house. Oh, look. This is sticker paper. And this you peel this off to make a sticker. Look at that. This is sticker paper. That's cool. I think it's because I have so many thrift stores around me, and I like to go and look, and then I buy stuff because I think they're so awesome. Now, I also found this book, and it's a Make Your Own Jeans, Simplified Instructions and Pocket Patterns. You know, I just thought it would be fun. Like, it has these cool little pocket patterns and stuff. So I thought this would be really neat, just for like some of the basic instructions and stuff. You know? Like, this is a pocket facing and the front pocket facing. You can make them bigger. Ladies' pockets, child's pockets, which, yeah. And just different hints and tips about like the pants and jeans making stuff. This was from 1980. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Your name is in that one? Really? I didn't see my name. There's a name in there, but it's not my name. And of course, there's another book, 99 cents, so $1. And this is like a dog shaming, but one of those kind of funny things. It has all these different sayings. Oh, did I flip through? Oh, okay. Hi, Claire. Hi, Sherry. So nice of you to stop by. But yeah, this has all these different things. So today is my first day of school. Feisty Fido class. My mom says it's for very special dogs. I locked my mom out of the car. Then right before the firefighter came, I unlocked the door. Not to mention, we live in hot Arizona. It was 115 degrees outside. So imagine how hot it was in the car. Oh, I bet, Bree. I bet you love this. What do you mean I am not that baby anymore? You know, I found like a coloring book that was like about vet, like what vets would say and stuff. Like just different sayings about vets. It was kind of funny. I eat crayons and I poop rainbows. My mom's a teacher, so naturally I ate her students' homework. My dog ate your homework, Arizona. I have been pooping pine needles since Christmas because the dog was eating the Christmas tree. Oh, and I guess I had a bunch of blank, like just doodle pages in the back. And then a Sea Life collar by number. Now this one I saw and I'm like, yep, collar by number. I'm getting that. So it has some little collar by numbers. Y'all know we're like really into that collar by number, paint by numbers scene right now. Well, I am. Because it will help with anything. And then you just kind of got to decide what collars are that you're going to paint with. Like this, they've already done some here. But yeah, you just kind of just got to decide, like, scale you're going to use. Oh, okay. Here is our color chart right here. So it has a little color chart of all the colors. Well, that makes sense. Most they don't even have white on there. Not like you need white in a coloring book. It doesn't show up anyways. All right. You ready for the next bag? Yes, I have more. Oh, you saw a picture of Myra in the back? Oh, you would draw a picture in the dog one? I bet. All right. So I also found this book. This one is one that I got from DI. The other ones were from Savers. I do like to look at both places. So this one is a Crocheopedia. It says the only crochet reference you'll ever need. And I flipped through it and I looked through it. And it had all these different talking points on crochet and different pictures and stuff, like basic stitches. And then it also, this actually showed like the Tunisian crochet hooks too and stuff. But it showed just these different things and like the pom-pom ring things and like little tassels on for trims and stuff on like scarves and just little things. And so I got it because it was, I think $1.50. Yeah, $1.50 for this book. And then I saw this book. It's also $1.50 and it says homemade. So 200 creative concoctions and practical potions for crafts, beauty aids, household products, and gifts. And so it had a whole bunch of different things in here. Oh, look, one of the pages is ripped. I need to tape it up. But yeah, it just had a lot of different things in it, like recipes and stuff. And it talked about a bunch of different things. I'm like, you know what? This could really come in handy, So I was like, well, I got to get that one. And then a hand applique by machine. And so this one, it shows a bunch of different applique, but then it will also talk about how to machine stitch it and stuff. So it looks good, And you can hand stitch it all, but by all means, I'd much rather machine stitch anytime. And then this one was the scraps and shirt towels. So reuse, repurpose, recycle, the art of quilting green. So like basically like using like clothing that was well loved and repurposing it instead of throwing it away, using it. No, I wish I was, Kathy. I wish I was able to scan and put in the machine to embroider. But I do have like some embroidery software that I got that I still have yet to put the disc in and look at it fully. But I got it for a couple dollars, and it was like a $200 like set. It was crazy, and I don't think I ever showed that. Because it was just one of those things. I'm like, I just did a thrift haul. I don't think people are going to want to see another one. Like that little like embarrassing thing, like, oh man. I don't think it would hurt to laminate them. I think you can laminate playing cards. Why not? Hi, Leslie. So glad to have you here. And so this is another, says Tall Thoughts and Theory. And this is like helps with like painting and stuff. So it's showing you like these different things and how to, it shows you like the methods of making it look more realistic, I guess. So like the shading and the different things to it, I was looking through it and I'm like, that is really cool. Maybe eventually I could get so good where things would look fabulous. I could even have some little different drawings in here too that you can practice with coloring and test out. I just thought it was really neat and thought that trying some of these little techniques and stuff would be kind of fun. And then this one is a family crafting, fun projects to do together. This one was $1. And so it has just a bunch of little crafts. Like this is like one of those like earring holder things. Now I've made like a canvas earring holder, but I never put it in a frame like this. And I think they would have held up better if it was in like an actual frame. So that gives me ideas. And now that I'm older, I would know how to do that. But yeah, it just, like, look, I'm going to make little snakes. Slinky slither snakes. And just different things, like little Easter eggs and different projects and scissors. I know. Never go wrong. Okay, so this book. Why did I get a garden flowers book? Well, it was only $1. Excuse me. I wasn't going to reach over and... I know, so many neat books. Now this book, I do plan on taking it apart because look, there is already a page pulled out and it's just like a glued in pages. So this book, I could just go like this, like right now, and pull it all apart. And I have no feel bads about that at all. Because this is just like a picture book that has different cute little flower pictures and stuff. That there's no reason to feel bad about it. Like other kind of books, I do have a hard time tearing them apart and ripping them apart. This one I did get specifically because it was already coming apart. And I knew that when I got it. Yeah. And it was just fun. Like I have other like flower books and stuff, like flower magazines that I've picked up. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. But I just saw this one. I'm like, why not? Not only that, but part of the scavenger hunt that Janet Young's doing, it does have a call for flowers. Granted, I've already gotten some flowers out of a magazine, but I figured a little bit more because there is like a supposed to do. It's like a page where you kind of just like put things together. I can't even think of the name. Then we also have, it says a poetic crochet. So another crochet book that I'll probably never really use, but maybe it will teach me some of these different stitches that I just can't figure out. You know, and maybe eventually when I get older, I don't know, maybe it will be, I'm always doing something. I like to dip my toes in every single kind of craft there is. Like I've done wood burning. I've tried the 3D art thing. I haven't done much of those with the 3D printing pens, but I do have one. And we got one for my son for Christmas. And then most of my crafting stuff is sewing stuff, but I really kind of expanded. And the yarn kind of goes with doing crocheting when I was younger, because I did do a little bit of crocheting, and trying to I use the yarn for tying my quilts that I make. Yeah, I know. I may never get through everything I have, and what do? I go out and buy more. But then I can give stuff away. So this one is a Butterflies and Blooms. Another applique book. I really like these little turtles and frogs. And my daughter knows that I like frogs. I used to have pet frogs, and then they were just stinky that I couldn't handle it anymore, so I got rid of them. But look at these cute little designs that you can do with those kind of things, like little frogs and ants and just bugs. And then there's a creative searching for the home and other quick decorating ideas. So they actually had 2 of these books, of these searching books. And I know my crafty friends may not be interested in this, but the sewing ones that make scissors to make stickers. Oh, you're going to cut things up. Oh, I bet. But yeah, so I did buy the other book like this. Oh, yes, the Serger book. It is. So I bought both of them because I want to give one away, and it's probably in my other bag over there. I'll get into that book in a minute. And then I also got this little Chicks sticker activity book. And this is one that I mentioned that I picked up a book that had vegetables in it for the little Janet Young scavenger hunt vegetable sticker thing. So it had some little vegetables. Let's see. It had little carrots in there. And cabbage and broccoli. Could be cabbage or lettuce. Has broccoli and apples. Although apples is considered a fruit. But, had those little stickers. I'm like, oh, I picked up some stickers of some vegetables. See, it has the strawberry. It has a cupcake, even though a cupcake's not a vegetable. It has a sucker. And it has some coloring in it, but I don't care about the coloring. But I can give these books to my kids, and I can take away the stickers and stuff, so there will be no stickers in here. But then they can have the book to do different activities with. Yeah, including veggies. Okay. And then I did also go to Walgreens because I needed to get something from Walgreens. I didn't need to, but I wanted to. So I'd also seen this sticker book, and I decided I needed the sticker book. So it's got avocados and limes and tacos and hot dogs and pizza, poop emojis, has ice cream and popsicles and donuts and rotten apples. Oh, look, there's toilet paper for the toilet paper prompt. Hi, Jen Ren. Granted, I already have my toilet paper thing cut out for my prompt because I found a picture in the magazine that had a picture of toilet paper on it. So I already have the toilet paper for my prompt, but this also has toilet paper. But yeah. And look, it has some kitty cats and some doggies. Oh, and there's my daughter's hedgehog. And there's her cat Acorn. So that's what it looks like. You may need to go to Walgreens. Well, see, it even has a strawberry on there and some cherries. Although strawberries and cherries and bananas are considered a fruit. But man, are they good. Like the little LOL dolls. And some alphabets. Some llamas. Some pineapples and cactuses. Oh, and there's my son's cat, Sir. Which also known as Screwball. But I don't see my daughter's dog. But I do see her hedgehog. Because hedgehogs all pretty much look the same. Oh, you want to go to Walgreens and look just for that sticker book? Alright, so while Kathy was doing her live yesterday, because I had to go. No, because yesterday was Wednesday. I didn't go during Kathy's live. I came home. It was during, because it was Wednesday. Somebody was doing their live. Oh, it was Aunt Beck. So Becky from Aunt Beck's Creations. She was doing her live. And I was at the thrift store. Because I had to go get my tires fixed and rotated. And so I went to the thrift store after that was done. So I found this awesome book. It says Beastly Crochet, 23 Critters to Wear and Love. Now this kind of talks about the amigurumi crochet. Like, see? But it also, so these are like an amigurumi crochet. But they are done with the wool yarn and then kind of made to like felted type thing to make it look like that. By like doing the wool yarn and then putting it in the dryer with a pair of denim, with like some denim, and putting it in like a protective bag so it keeps like all the lint and stuff, so like a washer bag from the denim, so this doesn't collect it. That's how it got that effect, is what I read. But it had a bunch of these different things in there. I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. And so it just doesn't do like the little characters, but it does that. It's like a little scarf type thing. And just these different, like there's a bag. So these different items that you can make with crocheting, like mittens. And those little like slippers. Can't even talk. Like a shirt with a little pocket. But yeah. And that shows a little Afghan. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. And it was only $1. Okay. One last book bag and we're done. 2 hours later. But I kind of have to show you everything. I just can't like not show you. So we'll get into those other two books in a moment. So I saw this book, like it's an ideals book. It's a Gifts of Autumn. Now, I was looking through this book and it had some amazing recipes for like apple jelly and like the gathering of nuts and stuff that people would do, like the wild nut harvest. So it talks about like the different nuts, like walnuts and butternuts and hazelnuts and hickory nuts and stuff, and like how to tell when they're ready and when to gather them and stuff. But it talks about leaves and like the decay of the leaves and just different things that are out in nature during the autumn, fall time that you normally would just kind of overpass. But it talks about these different like recipes that you can make, like pumpkin cake, pumpkin butter. Oh, pumpkin butter sounds good. And then toasted pumpkin seeds. So it gives you the information for pumpkin seeds and, you know, sweet potato bread. I'm not a particular fan of sweet potato, but I remember when Wendy's tried switching to. All right, see you later, Angie. Oh yeah, apple jelly and apple butter. Oh my goodness, those are so good. But yeah, it just talks about all these different things. And I was looking through it. And I'm like, those are pretty pictures. But I'm like, nope. I'm going to keep this book and I'm going to like put it in my cabinet where like my recipes and stuff are. Because when it comes time for stuff like that, I want to be able to look at it and know where to get something. Because these are like treasured recipes that you wouldn't want to like not have. Because sometimes I hate having to look on the computer, like in the internet and stuff, to find a recipe that I want. I would just like to be able to pull it out of a recipe card or a book. And a lot of books don't contain this stuff anymore. So it talks about apple cider and like talks about roadside stands and, you know, just a bunch of different stuff. And so I thought that was a real neat find. See, here is that other book that I was telling you about, the Creative Surging book. And I'm pretty sure it's this exact same book. Let me double check. Because it looked like it was the exact same. Yeah, see? Exact same. So yeah. But I want to kind of do a giveaway on one of those too. And then another Singer book, like a quilt projects by machine book. And I've made my share of quilts and stuff. I mostly do tying quilts. But I do like to collect those kind of books also. And this is a Sew and Go book. Easy convertible projects for active lifestyles. So it just has like a bunch of different patterns and stuff for different things that just kind of makes sense, you know? Very different techniques that you can make different things and whatnot. So I thought that one would be fun. At least for reference. I don't know if I'll ever use it, but I might. Okay, and then I did find a Cars sticker book, like antique cars and mega facts, you know. I guess it'd go for like the totally random, useless fact for the hunt, right? But I'm sure it has. Mega fact. Okay. The famous BMW badge symbol, the propeller of an airplane, as the company's first line of production was airplane engines. Like, that could be like one of my random facts. And then I could put like a picture of one of like the cars on there. You know? Or a smooth ride. In the 1930s, students at the Rolls-Royce School of Chauffeurs had to drive with a glass of water balanced on the radiator without spilling it. Wowzers. So they couldn't be crazy drivers. Look, a little BMW. A mega fact, the Volkswagen Beetle, with sales exceeding 20 million since the 1940s, holds the records for history's longest production run. Wow. See, look at all these cute little pictures. Like, see, with that fact, we could take that little BMW picture and smack it right on the thing with that fact, and that would count as my fact picture. But yeah, you know, it wasn't a whole lot of stickers in this book, but quite a few. And they're all there. So yeah. Figured that one would be fun for that scavenger hunt thing. And then I have this book called Riddles, Riddles, Riddles. Just for the heck of it. Like, I found a book that says like so many ways to annoy somebody. So if you really want to get on somebody's nerves, it has like a whole bunch of like information on how to get on somebody's nerves and to annoy somebody. And I thought that was pretty funny. All right, so here is that paper dolls book I was mentioning about, the Little Dancers paper dolls. Now, this, like the paper doll part, that probably has already been torn out, so it's not even here anymore. But it does have all the the little pictures. Like, some of the little pictures have been taken out. It has all these clothes and stuff. That you could cut out and put different things to. Look, there's even a little like little kitty capers, it says. But I guess it had a bunch of different paper dolls. There's one named Giselle. Well, it says Megan, Kimberly. Like, so we have a Megan, and we have a Kimberly, and we have a Melissa, and a Clara. Well, Diana is, but she played Clara. And a Katie. Yeah. A Katie. So yeah, it just has all these different cute pictures. All right, so the last two books I got for my kids. So my 6-year-old is a big superheroes, Marvel superheroes fan. So one of them could even be for or I just kind of put it in there, and I don't assign who it's going to go to. I just kind of, let it be in there so we can read them. So we have a superhero storybook collection. So it has a bunch of the different stories, And these are a little bit longer. So this one talks about Spider-Man and just a bunch of different stories in here. The Avengers. And then there's also this book here, which is a 5-minute Marvel stories, which I have a 5-minute Princess Stories book too. But then this one, like each story, should just take about 5 minutes to read per page, depending on how fast you read it. But nice little shorter stories that aren't going to take a long time to read, but will still take a decent time. Figured extra stories for this isn't going to hurt. But yeah, so those are all the books I got. Okay. So let's do the giveaway. I don't know if you're still here, Angie, but if you're interested in that paint by number, I'm going to do a giveaway. Although I know Angie doesn't participate in that stuff a whole lot. She's kind of doesn't like to give out her location or her address. Yeah, surprise, Jen. Okay, so go ahead and close those things out so I can actually read what's here. So I guess, let's see how many people are in here. There's 8 people in here. That's not very many. That's okay, though. It just means you guys have a 1 in 8 chance. Well, I guess a 1 in 11 chance to 12 chance to win this. So let's pick a number between 1 and 100. Okay. So that gives you like a really, really good chance of odds. Okay. Don't include you, Cheryl, but I can. Cheryl, I would be okay with it. So let me go ahead and put in a start point, okay? And then we'll enter the numbers. There. But I got you, Jen, and I got you, Marty. Okay. All right. So we have this dog paint by number picture. This is paint by number, and the paint is still good. At least I hope they're still good in these other kits. The first one I opened, it was still good. It comes with the frame, so it comes with all the frame pieces. It comes with the pins, and it comes with the page. So it has a little like styrofoam in the middle to help keep it. Oh, good, Marty. I'm so glad. You've just been quietly lurking. I like to lurk sometimes too in streams. And then when I'm done like driving around and doing what I need to do, I finally pop in and say hi. Then everyone, because sometimes I don't say hi when I pop into a stream because I'm not quite ready to talk. And so I wait until after that's done. I probably should have done like a better selection of numbers, like made them closer together. But so there's this one. So we're going to do this giveaway. So you've been feeling lucky? Oh, awesome. So are you hoping to win this one? Yes, I'm giving away the beach one too. So actually, whoever wins this one can pick, or we can choose another one. We can do another number pick after this first one. We're going to do this decoy one first, but we can do another number pick after. And then we're also going to give away that searching book. that I mentioned. Because I just want to give them away. You're going to wait? So you want the beach one, huh, Sharon? Hi, Becky. So we're doing a little giveaway. So you still have time to put in your number if you want, Becky. I'm doing a paint by number kit. Oh, the beach is near you, Sharon. Awesome. You know what, Sharon? The beach one is yours. I'm just saying that right now. The beach one is yours. The beach one I'm going to send out to you, Sharon. This other one we are drawing for. So make sure you get your numbers in for this dog decoy one. And then I am going to do the random number generator. Okay. So you still have time to put in numbers. We have like 3 numbers. You guys have a... Oh, Kathy, put in your number. Oh, good, Kathy. Good job. So I'm going to put in I'm going to pull it up on my phone and do the little random number generator. And we are going to do 1 through 100 as the numbers. Even though I only have a couple people in here. So make sure you get... So everyone got their numbers in? All right, so I'm going to put stop. So we have a stopping point. And then I'm going to show you on my phone. So you guys know that it's all up and up. Okay. So we have the random number generator, 1 through 100. And we're going to generate. That's number 14 for this one. So... And if you guys don't know how I do it, I do the number closest. So it can be over, it can be under. But it looks like the one that is closest is Jenren. Because Jenren has number 11. Well, let's see, 14. So that's 3 numbers away. Yep. So it would be Jenren. Give this to Marty. Okay. So you know, I have a million postcards. I mean, post-it notes. Seriously, I do. But when I need them, I can't find them because I put everything away. But I have little paper tab things here. Can't find any of my post-it notes, but I have a bunch of these. So this one, we're going to put Marty on here. Thank you so much, Jen. Okay. So this is Marty's. Well, congratulations, big sis. And then the beach scene is Sharon. And I know I have Marty's address because her address is in Best Group. I don't think I have Sharon's address. I don't know if you're in Best Group or not, Sharon. I can look really quick. Let's see. Close that out. Because if you're in Best Group, I have your address. Well, let's see. But I don't know if Sharon is. So I don't have Sharon's address. But Sharon, if you want to email me your address. Just email me at Made by Pam Boutique, and that's in my description box. So let me go ahead and type it in. Oh, what the heck? Here is my email address. You can email me your address, and I will get that sent out to you. Okay? And I have Marty's address because her address is in the Facebook group. All right. So next, this is for the Surging Home book. So come on. All right. You don't have a serger. It's okay. It has cute pictures in it too. If you get it, you can use it for whatever thing you want because of all these pictures. Because I know, Kathy, that you're not afraid just to cut up the pages for pictures. Either way. I'm just writing the names on these so I don't forget. Writing the description on each of these. You know, and when I send something out, if I'm putting it in a box to send it out, you should know that I like to include lots of other stuff. So you may get the box, but you may get a bunch of other stuff with it too. Because that's just the way I work. Does a serger come with the book? No, I'm sorry. I wish I could come too. That would be so fun to be able to come down and visit. You know, I was talking to my sister and we were thinking about doing like another little road trip thing. And if we did that, we would go to Florida to maybe visit my brother. But it would be like June, July. And by then you'd probably already be back in Missouri, Kathy. So we would just come by your Missouri house because we'd be close enough anyways because we're going to drive through Indiana also. But we also are going to drive to Virginia to visit my son. And that's if my sister's up for taking that long of, yeah, we could stop at the farm. So that's if my sister would want to still take that kind of trip because it would take a long time. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take out the center seat in my van and I'm going to make a little frame to cover up like the little railing, the metal railing. And we're going to put like a mattress on top of that frame. So there's kind of like a bed in there. So that instead of having to sleep on those uncomfortable seats or in the little aisles, it's got that bed so that it makes it much more comfortable for sleeping. So yeah, but well, my sister, she would probably only have the 2 kids with her at that time, because I don't think she would take the other one, because the other ones were such a pain. They complained. But it would be with my 4, and it would probably be with her 2. So there'd only be like 6 kids this time. But that's if she still wanted to go. If not, we could just do my 4 kids. And if it was just my 4 kids and my son didn't want to go and my sister stayed home, then that would just mean my 3 kids, because my oldest, if my sister didn't come, he would stay home just because she could keep an eye on him. She would check in on him and make sure he had everything he needed. All right, so let's get this going. Well, let me put in the stop. All right, so let's go up to the numbers here. So we have number 81, number 18, and number 69, and number 49. That's like a 1 in 4 chance, you guys. That's pretty awesome. So you have like a 25% chance of winning this book. All right, so I still have this pulled up. So we have a 1 through 100. A 13 makes sense. I guess it's going to have to, because that's what it pulled up. So, guess what, Kathy? This book is coming home to you. And as you know, I like to send extras. So expect a medium-sized shipping box. Granted, no, well, I could just put this one in like an envelope type thing, in one of the envelopes, and ship it out that way, which I might just do. So this one will actually just go in an envelope, Kathy, okay? Otherwise, I'd be stuffing the whole box and I would send you out like a million things. And I know I did that last time too, because that's what I like to do. I like to send out so much extra stuff. But this one will go in an envelope. But also, Kathy, I'm going to make a note on here. You don't get a surgery. You only get the book. I don't have that much money. Jeez. All right, so I'm going to make copies of those paper dolls that was in that book on cardstock. So, also, because I like to send out Happy Mail, and these will just be envelopes that I'm sending out for these other... No, not plus a serger. I can send you a picture of a serger. I can send you something that I sewed with the serger. I know. Oh my goodness. Yes, I can make you one, Sharon. I will send that out with your box. I finally got that other one sent out today, actually, to the winner. And would you like those same embroidery designs on there? I don't know, Sharon. I have no idea how much to charge. Like $5? Granted, it took like $10 to send out the, well, it was like $6 something to send out the one I just sent out. But it wasn't bad. But see, this is going to have to go, yeah. So this one is going to have to go in a box. Well, I guess it really doesn't have to go in a box. I can just wrap this in craft paper. Yeah, you can PayPal me. That won't be a problem. So what, do you want those same designs that I put on the last one? Or do you want different designs? Because I do have, you have no idea. Like I went through, and made a bunch of different things. Just because I could. Like yesterday, last night. Oh wow, it's already 2 o'clock. Oh my goodness. The last night I, this one is like it, like Pennywise. Then I have that stitch one with the holding, little guy, like Jack. And then I have this stitch. It's like it's kind of like a Halloween one, but I did a blue background. And I have that one. And that one was on the other scarf. So I can put that one on the scarf too. Now this, it turned out okay, but the back of it really knotted up bad. I'm not exactly happy with that embroidery design or that one. They're really cute, but the backings of them really knotted up. Then I have that Jack and Oogie Boogie. This one is of, that one's of like Chucky and Stitch. And I did like the little rainbow overalls. And there's another Jack one that I did a while back. And then this one is like the Mike Myers Jack, like the Mike Myers Stitch. And then this one is the Freddy Krueger Stitch. And this one, oh yeah, I already had a picture of that one. But yeah. But yeah. So the skeleton one. So you want that one, right? Sharon? And then, did you want the Stitch one too, or just the, could we have that one? And then we have the Jack and Oogie Boogie. So did you want the Jack and Oogie Boogie and this one? Like what I did on the other one? Okay. You know, I'm oh, you want Jack and it? What, you want this one? So I will just do this one for you and I will put it in the bag. I won't sew it onto your, I won't sew it onto the scarf. But I will do this one and I will put it in your box as like a little, kind of like, almost like a little applique. And these ones I've been doing on felt. because embroidering on felt is so nice. So it's a Pennywise stitch. It. Thank you, Cheryl. So glad you stopped in. All right. So I have that all marked down. So I'm going to get those scarves done. I haven't even finished the other ones yet. I got the one sent today. Because since I got back from my vacation, which it was like a long drive. It was like so long, and my eyes still aren't 100% back because it was rough. All right. So I will get those started, and I got to go get kids from school soon. All right. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to wrap these up in like craft paper type stuff, like the brown craft paper, and ship it out that way for you, Marty. And I'm going to see what I can stuff in this box with it, because I know I can stuff something in there. See, look at all that space I have in there, Marty. You're welcome, Janet. I know I can get something stuffed in there. Oh, yeah. You know, I have to take advantage of every little space that there is. If there's space to put something, I have to fill it. I guess that's why I end up with so much stuff, is because I have to fill it. So having a bigger house wouldn't do me any good, because I would probably end up having to fill it. And see, and it's even got the paint and everything still in there. So I will find some stuff. Is there a favorite embroidery character you like, Marty? Because I have Pokemon, I have Sonic, I have Stitch from like Lilo and Stitch, I have dragons, I have oh yeah, Kathy knows. She got one of my boxes. And boy, did I stuff it to the gills. I stuffed that box so full. So yeah, just let me know, Marty, if there's certain embroidery that you like, because I can put some embroidery designs in there too. And I will stuff embroidery designs in Sharon's too. And Kathy, don't you worry, since this is going in one of those envelopes, you're going to get those paper doll things. And if you like embroidery and if you want an embroidery design, I'll put one in there for you too. And who knows what else. But if you guys want those paper dolls printed out on that I showed, if you remember what I showed, I can print them out on cardstock. And you can have fun coloring them. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. That was so much fun. I really do enjoy sharing my thrift hauls with everybody. And I like to share. You know, I specifically bought those paint by number extras because they were extras. And I'm like, oh, yes, I can share them with my friends. Okay, I will do that. So you want some of those paper dolls printed out on the cardstock? Oh, yeah. I can share some rickrack. I can share some elastic, too. I have colorful elastic that you guys probably never saw because I didn't show that haul. I don't know if I did show it or not, but I bought a whole bunch of like thin elastic because it was one of those things like, you know what? I'm just going to take it all because I'm going to be stingy and nobody else is going to get it. I know how. Paper? How would sending you the paper dolls be too heavy? Not going to be too heavy. I'm going to put it either in a manila envelope or a white envelope, like a bigger envelope. And I make it all work. And I'll print that out on some cardstock. And hopefully you remember which paper dolls I was talking about. Janet, sorry. The ones I showed at the very beginning. The heck, if I ever remember. Oh yeah, it was in this one. Duh. Trying to figure out. But yeah. These pictures here are the ones that we're talking about. So I can print them out just on regular paper. I can print them out on cardstock. Because I have a color printer and a black and white printer. Because they're one and the same. And I can just print them out. You know, I guess I'm not going to print out all of the dolls, okay? That would probably be a little bit much to print out all the dolls. All the characters. But I'll pick out a couple that look really nice and print them out because there are these many pages. So I'll probably do ones that have like the whole body. So like this one, it has like from head to toe. So I can do that one, and I'll do this one that has a head to toe. So only the ones that show the head to toe and that are individual pictures. Unless you want ones that are like this, that don't go all the way down. But that's on cardstock, so I can print them all out. I can print those ones out just on regular paper. But for cardstock, I'll only print the ones out that have that's a full body. That are individual ones. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys all have a wonderful... Yeah, I'll send international. I'm not afraid of that. I can do that. So anybody want anything, let me know and I will send it to you international. Oh yeah, it's about that time, Jen. It's almost time for me to go get my kids too. Oh yes, with legs are awesome. All right, guys. Thank you. I will talk to you next time, and I'll see you around in the chats. Bye now. Stay creative.